All right, welcome to BuffaloPlus.com and the Buffalo Plus YouTube page. Mike Catalana, Dan Fates, I'm Jenna Cottrell. Today we learned from Adam Schefter the NFL is not going to allow training camp away from team facilities. That means the Bills will not be coming to Pittsford over the summer for St. John Fisher College. Mike, your reaction to that and what it means for Bills fans and maybe for the Bills?
Yeah, I mean, it's sad. It really is. They've been coming here since the year 2000. We've gone through all those different coaches and all those different quarterbacks and all those different teams. And this team's good. This team is popular. And it would have been great to have them there. Now, logically, we talked on this channel. We talked on 13 Wham. We've talked many times back a couple of months ago that it looked like it was going to be difficult to have a training camp at Fisher. But then I had a source telling me, man, Sean McDermott was all in to bring his team. That's one thing I'd say to Bills fans. Your coach and your general manager love bringing the team away to camp, but they can't do it because the league stepped in. So we don't know about the future, but for Bills fans, especially those in Rochester and those who get to come to camp, this one really hurts.
Yeah, I was going to say, Dan,
Yes.
like how much is it that much harder knowing how many fans just wanted to be a part of, the expectations for this season for the Bills?
And just how it's grown the last few years as all of a sudden, remember, in 2018 when they got to have a training camp where they actually were coming off of a playoff berth and how different they all said training camp felt. Like, I mean, you've been there since they were at Fredonia, and then you had 17 years of no playoffs, and it seemed like it kind of dragged, and that this birth with Sean McDermott was energy. It was excitement again for the team. And then you had people like Josh Allen and Trey White who really embrace his community, Harrison Phillips, guys that just love coming here. Mike, you do your thing with the candidate, where you get the guys to say the funny things around Rochester. Like, this has been good for Rochester lately. And all of a sudden the fans and everybody just kind of, the fans are the real losers here. The Bills, they'll be fine. It's not going to affect the Bills. I don't think in any way. It's the fans who are the real losers here.
How huge do you think it is, Mike? I mean, the Bills just finished an upgrade on their facilities last year. Like, the timing, obviously, I know fans want, the Bills in Pittsford for the summer. But the fact that this renovation basically just got done, how huge is that for Buffalo?
Think about this. You got a house, you got this little place on the lake that you like going to, and it works. It's really nice in the summer. And then you build the pool. Then you got the sauna. Then you got the steam room. You got all these things at your place, and you don't go. Yeah, you don't go on vacation that year.
My house.
Well, you have the steam room, but that's because you don't have any air conditioning. You don't go on vacation that year, and you're like, oh man, we love going to. And then you stay home and you're hanging by the pool and you're going, this isn't so bad. I think that could be the impact that it has on this team in a sense of saying, Sean McDermott believes that, right? But you know him. He's going to be working on creating that in Orchard Park.
Yeah.
Now, here's another part. I think they really do like the interaction with the fans, but look around the NFL. Just because the team has training camp doesn't mean they get open fans coming in all the time. Like, even the teams over the past few years, I mean, I know the Patriots, the Eagles, the Giants, those teams, when they have these camps, there's set days that fans can come in. Or what the Eagles did was the only times they had fans was when they had them in the stadium a few times a year. So even if fans are allowed, I think it's going to be limited. I think it's going to hurt. I think it's going to hurt because I don't think this helps keep them in Fisher, at Fisher, long term. I don't think it might not hurt them, but I don't think it's going to help.
I think it more than anything, it also just throws a wrench into what Sean McDermott has been building, especially at Fisher, where he goes for his morning runs and he's got the team under his watch and all those little things. And
are you thinking he's not going to run in Orchard Park?
No, I'm just saying he's got his way. I was messaging with a couple of players and I was like, yo, this means no Pittsford Dairy for you guys. Like little things like that. And they were all sending me heartbreaking emojis. And I'm like, this is like, they've got something working there.
Hold on. You are sending NFL players messages about ice cream and they're sending you emojis. Jenna, something's wrong with that.
Welcome
to 2020.
Welcome to 2020. Yeah.
say, so 2020, that's for sure. I mean,
So I just think that
the pitcher there is really good.
you're gonna have to alter the process. You're gonna have to alter. McDermott is gonna now have to find a new way to get 91 guys to unify together in a different setting. And I think that, I mean, I'm not saying he can't do it. I'm not saying that's the biggest obstacle for the Bills to make the postseason this year, but it's something that has been working at Fisher since McDermott got there. Clearly.
No, I mean, I definitely think it's true. And that's been the takeaway, even like in years past, is how the players will come out and say, yeah, we had a team meeting yesterday, and some of these guys that I don't know shared their background, and it makes me feel connected. It kind of is that base level of starting a foundation. And I think while the process has already built the foundation, I think every year is obviously a new group. And Sean McDermott, I'm sure, is disappointed. I'm curious to see how he tries to recreate that in Orchard Park at the facility. But I feel very bad for the fans knowing that this is going to be a year that they could miss out on. But I mean, Mike, you kind of said earlier just about, do you think that this could be maybe the end? The contract with Fisher runs through 2021, but do you think this could be kind of looking like maybe this is final years?
It could be. And again, I really don't believe the team or the coaching staff and general manager and that end of it was looking for a change. I think they were very comfortable. They liked what they were getting. And I thought it was really going to put it to a test this year. And hearing that about McDermott said to me, man, he really does want that to work. But he's also smart, and I think he can adapt. And I think having those facilities, the other part about the facilities, let's also be honest, it's not just the fields, which are really good. It's not having the dome, the bubble there, because they can practice.
Yeah.
That's been an issue too. When there is thunderstorm, we haven't had that many of them, but it's happened. Thunderstorm, they can't practice. They have to change things around. They do adjust a little bit for the fans, but they also have that rehab facility there. It's fantastic. And so as much as you would say, wow, this is great, I think Fisher is as good a facility as there is for anyone who goes away to a camp.
Yeah.
Correct.
But what they have at home is pretty good. And I do worry for fans that are here and for all Bills fans, because if they're home, even next year and the year after, I think that's going to be limited fan involvement at training camp. It's just the natural way it's done.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the way that Fisher is set up with the fields. You know, sometimes there's been issues when they go to that auxiliary field at Fisher where fans really can't get in. But for the most part, they have the stadium seating. You can go all the way around the track. They don't really have that at One Bills Drive. Like, Jenna, when you and I go up there for practices, you're really only allowed to shoot on one side. There's no stands. There's no concessions. Like, they would have to bring all of that in to make it accessible for fans, which is difficult. You know.
Yeah.
And it's not.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead, John.
Go ahead, Mike. No, you go, Mike.
What I was going to say is this is what ends up happening. It happens in other places where certain practices are only for a group of sponsors, only for certain season ticket holders. And then on occasion, a few times they go into the stadium and have those open practices, and they do those for the fans. I think it's leaning towards one form or another, limited access for the fans at camp, when, let's be honest, it's great. If you're a fan and you just want to see the team on the field, you show up at Fisher, costs nothing, go in, sit in the stands, go on the side. It's great.
Yeah. I mean, you're right there in the middle of the action. So some disappointing news today. We'll see how the Bills deal with it coming up this summer. But for Dan Fates, Mike Catalana, I'm Jenna Cottrell. Please make sure to like and subscribe to Buffalo Plus.
And comment too. We get some good comments. Let us know what you think. Give us your opinion. And
hot take Jenna over here.
Hot take.
Someone commented, who is she?
I wasn't going to say it, but I thought that was the best comment.
I feel so seen. But yes, make sure to do all of the above. Thanks for joining. What?
Was that Kelvin Benjamin?
No. Maybe. Doing it for clout. All right, we'll talk to you all later. Stay safe.